to Invicta 98.9 FM. Tune in. It's another lovely Saturday evening, and you are tuned to Invicta 98.9 FM. It's time for the Never Dull Moment program on radio, the program where we bring up topical issues in the polity, and with guests and analysts in the house, we analyze them and try to make sense out of some of them that may sound or look senseless to us. My name is Ehis Admon. You can call me the Peacemaker, and today I have a full house because we'll be discussing, like always, things that have direct bearing on the lives of Nigeria and impact the polity positively. Today on the program, we shall be looking at building a responsible citizenship through self-government as one of our snippets. The next snippet is more controversy trail Obaseki's claim of federal government printing of 60 billion naira for March allocation. And the third snippet is Twitter cites its continental headquarters in Ghana. Nigerians react. And my guest on the program today, I have three of them, four of them actually, but three active. One has been here before. You get to meet him. But first, we have Judd Saul. He's from US Eagle Creek Vision Initiative and also Equipping the Needy Initiative. He'll be talking on the first snippet that we reeled out, which is building a responsible citizenship through self-government. I also have Eddie Ochidbo, a veteran journalist and a media strategist. Eddie Ochidbo, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thanks for having me. He's on my respectful regards to the listening public.
I also have with me in the studio Samuel Johanna. He is a public affairs analyst and a politician.
You don't always say.
Good evening, Mr. Good evening, listeners at home.
All right. So, Judd Saul from Eagle Creek, how are you?
Yawa.
You said Lafia,
Lafia,
Negori. All right, John. You're welcome to Ground Zero and welcome to Invicta FM. All right. You, the listener, can be a part of the program by going to our various social media platforms to add your voice to whatever we are discussing this evening. You can go to the Invicta FM Twitter handle at Invicta FM 989. Also on Instagram is at Invicta FM 989. And the Facebook handle of Invicta FM is Invicta FM Kaduna. Invicta FM Kaduna. Already the live video stream is on Facebook at Invicta FM Kaduna. Go there, add your voice to the conversation, and let's talk together. And for the program specific Twitter handle is at Ground 0247. Ground 0247. And you can always reach me at Ehis_Peacemaker. Ehis_Peacemaker. And let's talk. All right. Follow us. You can also listen to us all across the world by downloading the Invicta FM the Invicta FM app at Google Play Store, or you go to the website of Invicta FM, www.invictafmng.com. These are all channels where you can follow us, watch us, and also contribute to the program. Okay, we'll go straight into reading details of what we'll be discussing today, and from the details we'll now come back to the studio and get our guest and analyst analyzing and talking about all of these items. I'd like to start from the bottom by going straight to the uproar that's been generated within the country as a result of sighting of the continental headquarters of Twitter in Ghana. Nigerians are reacting, and of course the reaction is based on the fact that over 25 million Nigerians are Twitter users, while Ghana has just 25 million rather Nigerians are Twitter users, while Ghana has just 8 million Twitter users. If you have more people signed up to your app, why not cite your continental headquarters in that country? They also gave reasons why they did not cite it in Nigeria. The company, in a post by Kayvon Bekbo and Uche Adebite, Twitter's product lead and director of product management, global market respectively, on Monday said, "Today, in line with our growth strategy, we are excited to announce that we are now actively building a team in Ghana." The social networking service said its new team members would be working remotely under its work from home policy, while it explores the opportunity to open an office in Ghana. Amid all of this reaction from Nigeria that the continent's biggest market was snubbed, Twitter said it chose Ghana as a country because the country is a champion of democracy. Okay, it said the decision was informed by Ghana's support, in quote now, support for free speech and online freedom. It added that Ghana's recent appointment to host the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfTA, also influenced the decision. That's the first one. The second one that we will be looking at is the Nigerian government has denied claim by Godwin Obaseki, governor of Edo State, that 60 billion naira was printed in March to support allocation to state. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said while speaking with State House correspondent in Abuja on Wednesday. The minister said Mr. Obaseki's claim was very, very sad because it was untrue. The issue that was raised by the state governor, that's quoting her now, for me is very sad, Mrs. Ahmed argued, because it is not true. That's that for that. Yusuf Goje and Martins Dangwa will be calling in the course of the program to give us the economics of that, because they are numbers persons. They will tell us the impact and
development strategies.
Yes, the impact and implications of someone printing currencies when you don't have money, how it impacts on the economy. And the opening snippet is building a responsible citizenship through self-government. And to lead that discussion, I already have with me in the studio Judd Saul from U.S. Eagle Creek Vision Initiative. First of all, we would like to understand what informs the quality of any citizenship in any country in the world. You are from the U.S.
Yes.
Tell us about citizenship.
Well, citizenship, especially from a U.S. perspective, starts with self-government. It's what the foundation of our government was based on. Yeah. Government at its lowest form starts with the family, goes into civil government, your locality, then your state, then your federal. But self-government, if we don't perfect a self-government and we don't govern our families and our personal affairs properly, that's going to reflect in our city government. It's going to reflect that way in our state and federal government. And obviously in the U.S., considering where things are headed, we haven't been doing a good job ourselves. We could be doing a lot better. But the concept of self-government is once you apply ethical standards to your everyday living, choosing to do the right thing, making sure your account, your money is well balanced. If every citizen did this, the culture would reflect on the government.
Yeah.
And the government would be correcting itself if the citizens themselves are practicing good self-government.
Wow, there is a link to it. Now, developing self-government. I have heard so much about Eagle Creek, and though I have not actively participated in any of the trainings, in any of the modules, I know that what's self-government about? Let's start it from the nitty-gritty so that the listener can even understand what the details of self-government is. I know that it's something that it will take us over an hour to do, but let's see how we can summarize it.
The simple basic is this. Self-government starts with you relying on you.
Okay.
To provide. You're not dependent in trying to rely on other people and depend on other people for your thoughts, your actions. Self-government starts with taking responsibility for yourself and not putting the blame on everyone else around you. It's waking up in the morning going, what can I do to better my life? What can I do to change my paradigm to make my life more successful and better without putting the blame on other factors and other areas that you're not taking responsibility for. You have to take self-responsibility.
Okay.
And it starts with that, self-responsibility. And once you take self-responsibility for your outcome and the outcome of everywhere around you, and then it's, I can take this and then I can apply this to benefiting and being good and applying these ideas and being beneficial to my fellow man. So it's not just about me.
Yeah, yeah.
As well, it's me taking self-responsibility, but it's also, okay, how can I also be helpful and a good person to others as well?
Okay. I think I like the angle that it's coming from. I'm seeing it from a different perspective from what I used to understand about self-government. Now, for the average man listening now, taking responsibility for yourself. First of all, when you wake up, you know you need to tidy your environment. You don't have to wait for the government to come tidy it for you. When you wake up, you know you need to feed your family without waiting for someone to come give you arms or handouts from the government to do that. You also know that you need, take for example, if you're driving, you know that you need to be a responsible driver, not a reckless driver, because if you are a reckless driver, you may cause some mishap or mayhem on the road. Then as in self-government, you know that as a citizen, it is your responsibility to pay your taxes. In self-government, you know that it is your responsibility to practice fair is fair. When you are fair to yourself, be fair to others around you, things would move. And that, just like what you explained, that is what reflects in our government itself. Because the individual self-governed persons are the ones that collectively come to vote or elect someone that will govern them. And if everybody individually accept this tenet of self-government and how to do things right, do things well, do things properly, do things the way it should be done, consistently, correctly, all of the time, I think the nation should be better. Ed, did you have any question for him in respect of this self-government? Because I want us to exhaust this before we get to
before
our
I ask you any
political talk.
question, let me get my own perspective out.
Yeah.
Because you talked about ethical standards.
Yeah.
Self-government to me, if you want to even tighten it up, self-discipline too. They are interrelated.
Yeah.
Self-discipline, knowing what is wrong and what is right. Ensuring that you do at all times what is right. It's a chain. It's a value chain of activities. From that self-discipline, self-government, I even look at self-government as a byproduct of open government.
Yeah, OGP.
OGP.
Yeah.
Because OGP is trying to make things open so that the citizenry will see how their money is spent, participate in budgeting, participate in what they need, not what they want in their little society and the rest. So self-discipline is a very, very strong, self-government is a very strong term that I want to appreciate George Paul Saul for bringing it out the way he has put it.
Okay, now coming back to, I know that we cannot exhaust all of it on radio here now. I know that Eagle Creek over time have been organizing little pockets of trainings in communities, in groups, in associations and teams like that. How has the experience of training people been like since you have been around in Nigeria?
We have seen lives transformed after they go through this program. It's like you know in your heart, kind of what you should be doing.
Yeah.
But once they go through the training, a light bulb goes off in their brain and says, wow, now it's clear. I understand this now.
Your mindset changes.
Your mindset changes, and the training gives it a good order for them to understand and comprehend. And it's very easy for them to go back to the material and re-look at it, and then look at a situation and go, okay, how should I react to the situation? What should I do? They could go back to the material and apply it to their lives. And we have people come back to us after taking training months ago that say, wow, thank you. This has changed my life. We had a testimony earlier today of a gentleman that says, finally I learned, I started saving money. I started putting money aside. I started tidying things up in my home. I started doing these things. And now all of a sudden, the worries he had before, the habits, he broke these bad habits, and his life is changing, and he's just shocked that he now has money to fall back on. The concept, and his family has changed, and people have noticed a change in his life just by applying these principles. And we are happy to give this training and teach anybody who wants to learn.
All right, teaching anybody who wants to learn. I'm sure our political class too would love to learn. Do you have any particular... Well, all of your modules or packages can also apply to them. Samuel, you're a politician. Samuel is the Deputy Organizing Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party in Kaduna State. Samuel, how do you think that this can impact on you guys?
What basically he's saying has to do with morals.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to imbibe moral values, and where do you get these moral values? Mostly from your home. You don't get it on the street.
Yeah.
In Nigeria today, we're seeing thrown away our moral values. Only very few families still, has a moral values. So it's a societal something, and we need a rebirth as a society.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a whole transformation, because what's happening in the leadership position now, it is a society problem, because our leaders came out of our society. They didn't come from another country.
Yeah.
So like I say, the people deserve the kind of leaders they get. If you cannot imbibe moral values into your kids as parents, how do you say, what magic do you expect the kids to emulate when they grow up?
So
yes, so discipline is just the
everything.
watchword. You go against traffic, you drive against traffic, all are indiscipline. You defecate openly on the street, all are indiscipline.
So by self-government, we can correct all of these.
Yes.
Ben, I'll still talk to you. And Benedict is with us in the studio also, and I've severally met him, and he will still talk to you because you are the man on ground. So George goes and comes, but you are the one that's constant here. We'll still share. I would like you to share some experiences with us before we wrap it up. Now, does Eagle Creek has a specific program for organizations, say like my radio station where I work here in Victor FM?
any organization can take our training. Any organization, anybody can do it. And if you set up a training, we would love to help organize and train the radio station.
Okay.
We would be glad to do it.
Okay, I'll see how I'll speak with my boss. He is out of town. That's Tony Alabi is out of town. When he comes back, I will speak with him and see if it's possible that Eagle Creek will come to Invicta FM and also help us to improve on our self-government skills. Now, Ben, I'd like to come to Engineer Benedict now. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's almost a year.
More than a year.
Yeah. So how has it been?
Very, very great and productive.
I understand that Eagle Creek has moved to its permanent site in Kaduna.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of your trainings and some experiences.
Well, today we had little graduation. We trained some youth that participated in 40 principles training.
Yeah.
It was rewarding. Let me just make some comment about self-governance. We are saying self-government is simply the ability for an individual to govern himself, the ability to know the right thing, to do the right thing at the right time and for the right purpose.
Okay.
And as he said, the program is a program that once you pass through the training, you can involve your children, your wife, your husband, and everybody. It's a transformation program that we have for the entire Nigeria.
Okay.
And our slogan is transforming nations one person at a time. And transformation begins with me.
Wow.
So we train, we facilitate, we encourage an individual to be responsible for his feeding, for his shelter, for his clothing, especially an adult.
Okay.
Then the parent, again, should be responsible for their children, the husband or the wife, doing what they need to do according to the marital vow and the responsibility of parents. So by so doing, we will not have children on the street running without purpose, running without doing anything for the enemy to take advantage over them.
All right. You're listening to Ground Zero on Invicta 98.9 FM, and today on the program we are looking at how we can be better citizens, how we can determine better leadership by understanding some principles of self-government and how it impacts on the citizenship, that's building a responsible citizenship through self-government. We will take some messages very soon, but before we get to take those messages, I'd like you to know that towards the end of the program, you can call in. That's you, the listener now, can call in and ask some questions. And if there are areas of clarifications that you need, Judge Saul is still here, and also Engineer Benedict. They are both here in the studio as we go on with other discussions. And next we'll be talking about the controversy that is trailing Governor of Edo State statement that the federal government printed 60 billion naira for them to be able to meet up with March allocation. The finance minister has come to debunk it, but of course, like it's always said in our balance, there can never be smoke without fire. Obaseki is still insisting and holding strong to his position. All of this we'll talk about after this message. So keep the dial locked on Invicta 98.9 FM.
Charles! Yes, Mama? Go bring 2 sachets of hyper bleach, come. Why 2, La? Because I go use one take soak the whites, then go use the other one take kill all the yama jams. Boss, I know they see any yama jams for here now. They small, well, oh, but then they. And now why I trust only hyper bleach to take you all of them, pata.
Make all your white cloths they continue to the white and they kill all the virus and the yama jams. Wey fit cause sickness for your house with the disinfecting power of hyper bleach.
Charles! Yes, Mama?
Ku shirya gudanar da buɗe baki a wannan watan Ramadan tare da kofi guda ko kuma fiye na Bevy Mix. Sachet ɗaya na Bevy Mix a farashin naira 50 kacal zai baku lita 2 na juice a lokacin shan ruwa tare da iyalai da kuma abokan arziki. Bevy Mix na zuwa cikin ire-iren ɗanɗano daban-daban wayanda suka hada da ɗanɗanon cola, strawberry, lemu, mangoro, berries, abarba, kwakwa da sosop. Kamfanin Foster Clark ne ke samar muku da Bevy Mix tare da amincewar NAFDAC. Bevy Mix na kunshe da sinadarin vitamin C don ƙara lafiya da kuzarin jiki ga kuma daɗin ɗanɗano. Ana haɗa Bevy Mix ne da sinadarin da ake samu cikin 'ya'yan itatuwa a kasance cikin lafiya da Bevy Mix a wannan watan Ramadan. Bevy Mix na muku Ramadan Kareem.
Likitan haƙora me kuma cavities kuma ta yaya man goge bakin Colgate yake kare haƙorina daga cavities? Shin yana kawar da shi ne?
A'a, yawancin sanadiyar ciwon haƙora daga ramin da haƙori yake yi ne da ake kira cavities. Idan kana goge baki a kullum tare da Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, tsarin aikin sa ne ya nutsar da sinadarin calcium kan cikin haƙora ya kare su daga yin rami.
Lokaci ne na inganta rayuwarmu zuwa ga amfani da Colgate man goge baki da kuma duniya suka zaba. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Colgate ya samu amincewar ƙungiyar likitocin haƙora ta Najeriya.
Dafa abinci da raba shi ga abokanku aikin lada ce. Ku kasance tare da Jamila Lawal da sauran mata na musamman a shirin Maggi Diaries zango na 4. Kada ku rasa waɗannan sabbin shirye-shiryen da ke kunshe da ƙayatattun girke-girke, farin ciki da kuma bayarwa. Raba lokutan lada tare da abokai da dangi. Ku kasance tare da shirin Maggi Diaries a tashar talabijin ta Arewa 24 da karfe 5 na safe da kuma karfe 5 na yamma. Sannan kuma a tashar Daɗin Kowa da karfe 7 na yamma a kowace rana. Da Maggi girki mai inganci.
All right, welcome back from that commercial timeout. You're listening to Ground Zero on Invicta 98.9 FM. And right now, we will be looking at the alleged printing of 60 billion sweet-smelling Nigerian naira to augment the allocation to states in March. That has been debunked. I have to say that again. But why should that even come out at all? Obaseki is not one that is flippant with his talk. He's also someone that has been around the corridors to know what is being done and what is not being done. And peradventure, if that happens, how do you think it would impact on our economy? I'll be expecting the call of Martins and Yusuf Goje any minute from now to add their voice to that particular one. But while expecting their calls, I'd like to get your perspective, Eddie or Chibo.
Thank you very much, Ehis. Ehis, actually, what you are saying that it's alleged. It's not alleged. These things have come out. In fact, was debunked, not has been. Because
was debunked.
It was debunked. Yes. So it is no longer about being debunked. The central bank governor came clean on it, and owned up that actually the 60 billion was printed. But what baffled me most was rather than look at the impact this will be, because if you don't produce and you go and start printing money, you know Uganda issue.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
That we were. I was still a young man then.
Why the economy of Uganda
crashed. It crashed and all this. So everybody was calling for Obasaki's head because he said, and the government came out and said, look, they're only playing the ostrich, if I quote him right.
Yeah.
That this thing is true, not until the central bank governor Emefiele came out to say, look, this is what was done. Then he had to take caveat that is so surprising that the money they borrowed, 1.something trillion, I think, in the early bailout funds, you know, that people like Obasaki and the governors will begin to pay. Why do you bring that kind of issue? If they begin to pay, it will now affect the economy, and we can even go into depression simply because they told you the truth that you printed money. Oh no! Yes, this was why we printed it. We are trying to augment, but we printed it based on the kind of input we are expecting, some productive activities where we are trying to use to augment it. Rather, he started fighting the Obaseki that he will soon cough out the money they gave him as bailout. That, to me, doesn't make sense to me.
All right. Samuel, what's your take on this?
Yes, please. When this issue came up, I knew there was something off the sleeve of government, because Obaseki wouldn't have just opened his mouth and started running like that. But maybe the way, maybe the way the whole thing happened is not exactly what Obaseki is telling us. Because for Emefiele to come out and said in 2015, 2016, something like this happened when this government came on board and there were challenges.
Yeah.
Does not warrant him to start saying that the governor, the money given them for bailout was loan and then they will start paying. That means, was there no arrangement on ground then that the money was going to be paid? Why would this issue of this printing money now ignite payment?
All right. Samuel, just hold your thoughts, mommy. Let me quickly take this from Yusuf Goje. Hello, Yusuf Goje. Welcome to Ground Zero. Yusuf, are you with me? Hello, Yusuf? I think I have to get back to him. All right. So Samuel, let's go.
There should be proper coordination between government agencies and government officials. The Minister of Finance cannot be saying a different thing. The CBN governor is saying another thing. These are things that they all know. They should speak with one voice. And like I said, Obaseki could not have said they just start talking like that without an iota of proof.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the way Obaseki presented it, it's not what the government likes. So maybe they have to prefer to settle it like
secret.
Within the government, the corridors of power.
Hello, Yusuf. Are you with me? Yusuf Goje, are you with me? I just can't hear you, but we're still trying to see how we...
Hello, I am...
Yes, I hear now. You've gone off again, Yusuf. Maybe we'll try another line. Now,
like I told before the call came in, the work of central bank is to print money and to regulate physical monetary policy. So there's nothing wrong if they print money, but there should be regulation. They should be regulated so that it doesn't create inflation.
My concern now is that whatever currency that should be in circulation should be a reflection of the gold deposit with the central bank.
That's what I talk about, production.
No control and this thing.
It's production. That's what it has to be equilibrium.
Yeah, if they have a projection, we're expecting so revenue to come
and they're short of it.
Let's print to the shortfall pending when
that can be done.
We're expecting to come.
It shouldn't be accepted. It shouldn't be. You must have the cash on the you must have the gold on the table.
There's a challenge. There's a challenge somewhere.
Whatever the challenge, I still think that we could have done better.
In this case, they are not extremely productive.
I would say this also is a reflection of lack of self-government.
Yes.
Why bring money when you don't have it when you don't have the gold equivalent in your pocket already? Yeah, George.
I would just like to say we would love to offer our training to the Nigerian government. I think it would go a long way, and we offer our training for free. So send a message across the Nigerian government. We would be more than happy to help.
That's okay. And I'm sure that even they listen to Ground Zero, and I'm sure some of the officials may call in before the end of the program. While I'm still trying to get across to Yusuf Goje on that particular one, I think we've touched it. Let's quickly look at the last item that we have today before we start to take the calls, which is the sighting of the Twitter African Continental headquarters in Ghana and the backlash that's coming as a result of it. Now, it's two-pronged. Now, the average Nigerian or Twitter user is not happy with the Twitter organization as it were for citing their headquarters in Ghana, but unfortunately Nigerian government spokesperson has also come out to say that it's because Nigerians are unpatriotic That's why the headquarters of Twitter was taken to Ghana, and it's so very, very sad and very not acceptable. Let's see if this is Yusuf Goje. Oh, we lost him. Yusuf, you can call the studio line and we'll hook up to there. Saying that it's because Nigerians complain about our governments that's why Twitter was angry with Nigeria.
Which of the government officials made that statement?
Government official, the government spokesperson.
Garba Shehu or Femi Adesina?
Lai Mohammed. That's the Minister of Information.
Is the government spokesperson?
That's the government spokesperson. The other two persons are the presidential spokespersons.
Yes.
So Lai Mohammed said because Nigerians have been bashing the government. That's why it's the average Nigerian Twitter user that told Twitter that there is no free speech in Nigeria.
No. I don't think that will hold water.
Okay, let's take this call from Yusuf Gojo. Hello, Yusuf Gojo, are you with us?
Hello, this is Musa from please.
Musa will get back to you, but for now, we quickly want to get the perspective of Yusuf Goje before we start to take the general calls. Eddie Ochibo, react to that.
I sympathize with Lai Mohammed. Even when he was making that announcement, he was doing it with a lot of difficulties. No sincerity. It can see he was cringing, squeezing, because he knows that he was not, saying the right thing. How can you say it's because Nigeria are unpatriotic? That is because of that. First and
because
foremost,
Nigeria exercise their right of free speech.
If you look at the issue of the number of Nigerians on Twitter compared to Ghana, you brought that analysis
three times more.
No, issues like that are not because of sympathy.
Yeah.
It's not because of sympathy. You are sympathetic to number. When the security situation, you have worsening insecurity. Things when you can see there's a flight. There's a cash. How do you call it? Capital flight.
Yeah.
Who want to come and unless we put our country on that pedestal, that people that will be attractive.
Yeah.
There has to be stability.
How can you now begin to say that it's because of the patriotic
youth,
the unpatriotic nature? I mean, that is not fair to Nigerians. It's just like when the president said that lazy Nigerian youth are lazy. These are the kind of statements that the government spokesman, instead of coming to face the facts, look, we are trying to address the insecurity in the country that be due to it. We are addressing it.
Or you can take a position of even telling Twitter that if we have 25 million people using your app,
yes,
not to have it,
not to talk against the people. Instead of talking directly to Twitter, he turned it against the people again that are
make them citizens.
The people that are how do you call it, weighed down by all kinds of things.
Even the infrastructure.
Why was Nigerian
Yes. That was part of the reason. Apart from the fact that they have issues with governance and all of that, the way you really have the infrastructural backbone,
no infrastructure. The South African this thing has moved. The market, the short price.
They started working out the modality on how to.
Somebody is taking over. The man that brought it will take it, but it will not be as effective because the conditions. The conditions on ground is not moved. We're talking about infrastructure. Let's face it.
The government is working on improving infrastructure.
They keep working. We're going to talk about
Eddie, you're very agitated today.
Yes, I'm agitated because things are not going right in this country.
From your perspective.
Is it going right?
For some other persons, they say they are okay.
We have made progress from where we are coming from. We have made progress.
You are a government.
No. There's a fact. There's a rail now from Itakwe.
And I have to worry. And I have to.
Lagos Ibadan is running.
Don't force your own opinion on me.
The second Niger bridge is almost been completed, so we have progress in terms of infrastructure. Honestly,
bridge you can't travel, you can't move anywhere. Is that?
It's work in progress. It's work in progress. It didn't start overnight.
All right, Eddie Ochibo. While we're expecting a call from Martins Abbas and also Yusuf Goje to give us some clarifications, we'd like to start to take some of your calls now. And let's see who our first caller today is going to be. Hello, good evening, welcome to Ground Zero.
May the Almighty God bless you and your guest in the studio.
Thank you.
You are on to Engineer Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I was just educated this evening by your guest that just spoke. I think I'm so happy this evening by his analysis. Let me talk about that of Lai Mohammed. I think if Nigeria has a problem, these are the problems of Nigeria. Number one, why will you say such a thing that unpatriotic Nigeria? When they were saying what they were saying with their mouth, didn't they know that they are using some countries are hearing what they are saying? It's very unfortunate. This one now, he shot himself on his leg. So I think they will learn how to talk. We have freedom of speech, and when you are trying to exhibit your freedom of speech, the next thing they will send a agent after you, and you think other clients are not watching, are not seeing. Okay. So it's just unfortunate. When you look at the numbers of people that are on Twitter, I don't think Ghana were qualified. But because they saw that our leaders are not being truthful to their citizens, that's why they just need to divert it to extra. So I think they should wake up on the reality on ground. Then concerning the 60 billion printed, you see, this is an administration that promised to run open government. But today, what are we seeing? That is to show that is a further indication that several money has been printed unknown to Nigeria, given to some elite, allegedly. Because if they print such amount of money, until now we got to hear that 60 billion. For God's sake, Mr. Eve, not 60,000, no, billion. We know how much money was being shared.
And the way you mentioned the 60 billion.
And there are some people that goes to bed without 1 square meal, without knowing what to eat for that day. Yeah. They look at the way. Why wouldn't Nigeria be angry? Yeah. And look at even the terrorists now. When they kidnap, they will be calling millions of naira because they know this country has money. God will help us in this country.
Indeed, God will help us in this country. Let's find out who this caller is. Hello, good evening, welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello, Mr. Reese.
Good evening, you are welcome to the program. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Payos. I'm calling you from Malali, Kaduna.
How is Malali today?
Malali is
that accusation, and if you check the time frame before the federal government responded, they didn't deny it, meaning that there is really an atom of truth in what Obaseki is saying. It was after a few days when the Minister of Finance came to deny. And then after that again, Emefiele, the CBN governor, is as well defending the issue, meaning that something like that really tries. And it means that the government, the people that are leading us, they are not telling us the truth of what is going on in the country. But God in his infinite mercy is helping us to always see the truth and know the truth, and the truth will always come out, no matter how it has been thrown into the sea. Secondly, I want to comment concerning the last issue on
Twitter headquarters. Twitter headquarters.
Yes, the Twitter headquarters. It's rather unfortunate that the people we address as excellency, there's nothing excellent that we get from them. We are really disappointed. Nigeria should be a better place for that, because if you check the rate of people that are on social media, if you talk about Facebook, Instagram, and every other social media handle, Nigeria should come number one, because all these people have made their money. It is because there is no conducive environment for them to do their business. If he had said it's due to insecurity, I think we would have said at least he has said the truth for once. They are not helping us. They should go back. Thank God for the president's comment when he was asked the way forward. His response has shown it all. Way forward in so many things. But one thing I know is for sure, that God loves Nigeria so much, and He will always lead us to the right path.
Amen.
We are yet to get the leader that will take us to the promised land. That person is yet to come, but God will give it to us. My prayer is that it should come from the youth. Thank you.
Are you youth?
Okay, I have your. Okay, if you are listening to me, I have your number. I'm going to get back to you for like 3 or 4 weeks.
We've never had a lady.
Never had a lady call in. Okay. I have a complimentary Victor FM radio for you. I'll have your contact details already. I'll call you so that you know when, where, and how you can collect your complimentary radio set. I'm getting across to Martins Abbas Dangwa now. Let him also quickly shed some more light on the
60 billion
naira
printed
and the impact on the economy. Hello, Martins.
Thank you very much, Ahis. I owe it to you and the good people of Kaduna. I mean, we at Carpet owe it to you to be part of this program, and we are thankful for the opportunity. First, I want to comment that this printing of 60 billion is by government is one of the reasons why you hear that central banks are not to be controlled by government, like the Federal Reserve of U.S., which we also copy from. These are governed by market forces, and these are the things that actually make the dollar competent. In the case of what we have in Nigeria, we are having situations where people are doing things that are contrary to laid down rules, best global practices, and this does not go well for the currency that they are trying to protect, or even the surplus or the deficit they are trying to finance. We recall that it is frequent for government to borrow funds to pay off these liabilities whenever it is that they have this shortfall. So in totality, should this be true, then it means that our economy is really being poorly managed. And worse still, we are in a recession. And coming out of this will require very sound measures and practicable steps that Nigerians and every industry player can actually have a confidence in the system. But as it is right now, government is eroding that confidence with this kind of information being let out to both foreign investors and local investors alike. And I thank you very much for featuring the program on self-help initiative. We want citizens
self-government.
To leverage on self-government. Self-government is what we hope to see, that citizens leverage on this to actually activate their sense of responsibility and duty and ensure that service delivery is not something that eludes them after years and years and years of governance. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Martins Abbas Dangwa. I am going to link you up to Benedict. I think Carped and Benedict and Eagle Creek would have so many things to do together. All right. We do not have so much time on our hands, so what we do now is take our parting shots, and I'll start from George Saul. What would be your parting shot on the program today, if you can wrap that up in a minute or two?
Well, I would just like to encourage everyone out there that self-government starts with you. It starts with your thinking, your ability, changing your paradigm of what's around you. I spoke to a group today and I said, one of the things that we say in the U.S. is that misery loves company.
Yeah.
And it is the people you surround yourself with. If they are there to bring you down, if they are there to not encourage you to be successful, and when you get a little ahead and they discourage you, these are people you should not be around. You need to be around people that are going to build you up, that are going to surround you and encourage you to do the right thing, and to avoid those that encourage you to do the wrong thing. And it doesn't matter who is listening out there. Everyone has the ability to change their outcome, and it starts with their thinking.
All right. Everybody has the ability to change their outcome, but it starts with their thinking. Eddie Ochidbo, your parting shots.
Thank you very much. He's like George said, misery loves company. And I want to tell the listening public that failure is an orphan. And we should not try to become failures, because just as the company that will come to you when you fail is the one that will take you down
the miserable company,
down the darkness, the abyss of despair. That's my passage.
I'll come to Benedict now. Your parting shots.
Well, let's stop expecting free things. Let's not ask for free things. And let the government official, the politician, not promise anything free. Productivities matter. Hard work with determination count.
All right. And finally, we come to the politician amongst us.
My take is still boils on moral values. People should learn to imbibe moral values. Once you have moral values, it sets you on a path of doing things in the right way. That's just my little.
Wow, I can see so many people are still trying to call us, but unfortunately we are running out of time and we must have to go. But I always will tell you that even before, during and after the program, there is one place where the conversation keeps going on. That's on the street of Twitter. You can follow Ground 0247 at Ground 0247 on Twitter, so that your take, your impression, your question, or whatever you want to talk about, drop it there. You'll meet some other people there that are also following Ground Zero, and we'll keep the conversation going. Well, this is about the size of the program today. I want to sincerely thank Eddie Ochibo for having time to be on the program.
My pleasure.
Samuel Johanna, thank you for having time to be on Ground Zero today.
Thank you, Mr. Heath, and thank you, listeners at home.
Engineer Benedict, thanks for having time to be on Ground Zero.
Thank you, sir.
And to Saul, to John, Saul.
Yawa.
I like that. I appreciate Wisdom Agulana for connecting us to the world and putting us in the video. You can always watch the live stream of Ground Zero and Invicta FM on Facebook, YouTube, and other platforms. I am Ehis Admon, the Peacemaker. And like always, I'll say this to you. Whatever your labors and aspirations in this noisy confusion of life, you should learn how to keep peace with your soul, with all its charm, drudgery, and broken dreams. It's a beautiful world that we live in. Be careful. Strive to be happy. Plant a tree today, water it, and watch it grow. May the good mighty Lord bless and keep us all.